Hello and welcome back to another Beating Every 3-star. The first one I'll be playing is Forgotten Forests by LewinGD. Nice pixel art style, I like the indicators, colours are very good and there's a lot of depth. Nice subtle glow. I quite like the art and the fact that the corridor is quite narrow. Transition seems pretty decent, but it is very long-winded. I wish the style switched up a little bit here. It looks like it's quite copy and pasted, unfortunately. The way slopes have been done is pretty cool. Nice little cutscene here. I'm hoping we're going into a part that looks a bit like that. We are. Very cool overlays. Nice amount of energy here. I'm guessing it's going to end on the drop though, which is a shame. Yeah, it's just a black screen till the end. It built up a lot of tension to just not do anything with it, which is a real shame. But other than that, very good level. The Migration by LifeCheck0. A pretty clean style. It's kind of eerie with all these things going on in the background. There's a nice overlay effect, adding a bit of energy. Makes this level feel very dusty. It's an interesting vibe. Some really unique deco here, I appreciate that a lot. Nice parallax. Would be nice to see a little bit more variety. I still think all the assets are very cool though. It's just a shame they're reused so much. There's some excellent art here. The blocks are really well made. It all looks quite realistic. Nice amount of depth. The ground details are quite cool. Very repetitive, but they do the job. Gameplay was pretty decent. It's a shame there were only 2 parts, but overall very good. Birthday 2023 by Yun14. I like this blurry effect. This looks very cool. Yun's levels are always very unique, which is great to see with a creator with that many creator points. Yeah, I love this style, and the custom objects are really good. I did think that was a green jump ring though. I don't think the particles are entirely necessary in this part, and I don't like the fact that the indicators go over the jump pads. It looked like you had to click there. This part has a nice amount of depth. It's a very well themed level. The flickering lights look really good. I think what would be better is if the foreground details weren't blurry and the backgrounds were, because currently it doesn't really make much sense. That being said, there's some nice colours, nice assets overall, and it's a very cool level. Graphical Madness by Harsh here. Using Stereo Madness, you don't see that often. Excellent grid style. I'm guessing the gameplay will just be Stereo Madness. I was wrong, but it is very well made because it does seem very similar. There's a lot of interesting movements here and lots of cool ideas. It's nicely put together and very consistent, and the pie graph saws are very cool. This is a brilliant level, very well executed, and I like how they stick to the grid blocks, the ones that are default in the game. This bit's really difficult to read. I think this might be a bit harder than a 3-star. I know the gameplay is very simple, but these lines do kind of mesh over each other. That being said, I haven't died yet, which is a positive. Usually shows for a decently sight-readable level. And then the last part brings in a little bit of intensity. I don't really know what kills you. I'm guessing they don't, because I just went through them. Very cool level. Whopper by LucyGMD. Nice colours. I like how they're flickering. We're getting a lot of different design styles in this video. All we need is the glow level now. Very interesting effects. Colours are nice and consistent, and the block designs are as well, although they do switch up quite a lot, which I like. Very interesting use of a mask here. Didn't really know that that was a gravity portal, just because they were a low opacity. The gameplay's a bit boring in this part, and same with this one. There's not really much you need to do. Nice use of 3D here, and some more great masks within these blocks that make them feel very alive, especially paired with the invisible objects. Despite the blocks not moving, they feel very dynamic. I like that a lot. Very cool level. Blusk by KeyingALB. Nice and atmospheric. Would be nice to see a ground. Nice effects. They're very simple, but they are effective. I'm getting a bit more energy in this part, so I have high hopes for the drop if there is one. Decent colours. I know they use pretty much every single one of them, but they've been well formatted. And of course I'm going to love the colours here. Nice energy in this part, but I do think it could use some block movement. I also don't think the flashes are particularly necessary, which is rich coming from me. Really nice hue variation here. Colours have been very solid overall, and so have the designs. Could use a few movements and spots, but most of the time they're pretty good. The drop gets the job done, but it is lacking a little bit of intensity, a bit of colour variation, and a bit of energy. It also felt like a 4-star more than a 3-star, but there is quite a subtle difference in between them. Nightscape by 1G Tommy. Nice parallax and good depth. There's a decent amount of hue variation there, but I think there could be a bit more of a contrast. Same with this part, some contrast in colours would do well, and so would some movements. Quite a static part, this one. Nothing really pops out either. The art is fairly good throughout. It's a nice modern style. I definitely think it could be a little better executed, especially in this part with these very empty blocks. The background in this part is probably one of the best I've seen though. It's not all silhouetted, there are some different colours within it. However, since the end of the level, the blocks have become incredibly boring. There's not really any designs there, it's just the base layers. Pretty cool level though. KeyingALB by Meowscan. Really cool art. I love the use of curves. It's quite a long intro transition though. I feel like if you end up dying, it's going to be a bit annoying. So there's 30% of pretty much nothing going on. Although it does look good, there's not really much to do. I love this style though, this looks beautiful. There's a very consistent and brilliant use of curves throughout. There's a lot of depth, the 3D usage is very good, and the colours are just perfect. Really nice transition here. This part's a little bit empty, quite underwhelming compared to the other parts. It just could use a few foreground details, maybe a few effects going on, but overall, very, very solid level. I think if it stuck to the standard of the part at around 35%, it definitely would have been epic. And the last one I'll be playing today is Dulge by Twig X Cabaret. I've already played this level, which is slightly worrying, means I've quit it at some point. Nice narrow gameplay. Despite the deco not being intense whatsoever, it's very, very minimal. The gameplay does bring a lot of intensity because you have to focus. There's definitely much less room for error. That being said, I'm not really a fan of the colours, nor am I a fan of the designs. I definitely like the use of circles and the curves, and I really like the fact that the gameplay is widening as you go further into the level, despite it going a bit thinner now. I like the variety within these structures. However, it just seems very empty and just a bit too minimal really. I think the ideas are much better than the execution. There's a nice amount of variety from part to part, and I like how you become a larger icon as the screen widens, and the blocks get bigger as well. It's a shame they're reused assets, but overall I did really enjoy that. I don't know how I died, probably going for the coin. Had some pretty above average levels in this video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!